Have you ever sat quietly with a cup of tea in the morning, looked out the window, and wonder how some people seem to age so gracefully? Not just gracefully in appearance, but in energy and spirit, in the way they move through life? Maybe you met someone in their 80s or even 90s who still tends their garden, remembers your name with a smile, or walks with purpose down the street. It makes you think, doesn't it? What are they doing differently? In a small group of islands off the coast of Japan, there are entire communities of people just like that, places where folks are not only living into their 90s, but doing so with strength, clarity, and joy. These people aren't surviving old age. They're truly living it. And the beautiful part is, the habits that support their long lives aren't extreme or expensive. They're simple, gentle, built into their everyday lives. Today, I want to share with you 5 of those life lessons from Japan, practices you can start embracing right now, no matter your age or where you live. These are changes that have helped thousands live fuller, longer lives, and they might just do the same for you. Let's begin with something that might sound simple but holds deep power: how we move our bodies. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's most well-known blue zones for longevity, you won't find many 70 or 80-year-olds pumping iron at the gym. What you'll find is daily movement built right into life. People walk, they garden, they sit on the floor and get up often. Their muscles are constantly in use, not from workouts, but from simply living actively. Think about how you move during the day. Do you spend long hours sitting in the same chair? Maybe your knees feel stiff or your back aches when you get up. Now, imagine if your day included short walks in the morning sun, stretching your arms as you hang laundry, bending gently as you pull a few weeds in the garden, or even standing up and down from the floor a few times. These small movements keep joints supple, blood flowing, and muscles engaged. They're not exercises, they're life. And here's the key: movement doesn't need to be intense to be effective. It just needs to be frequent. The Japanese elders don't think about fitness the way we often do in the West. They simply stay active in their daily routines, and that's what keeps them agile well into their 90s. So the next time you get up to make tea, take a moment to stretch. If you can, go for a short walk after dinner. Your body is still capable of building strength and flexibility. Age doesn't stop that. What matters is consistency. Now, let's talk about something even more nourishing than movement: food. But not just what they eat in Japan. It's how they eat that makes a real difference. You might have heard of the phrase hara hachi bu. It's a simple principle followed in Okinawa that means eat until you're 80% full. Not stuffed, not overly satisfied, just comfortably nourished. It sounds subtle, but think about how many times we've eaten just a little too much because the food was delicious or we didn't want to waste it. Over time, that small habit puts stress on the digestive system, slows us down, and contributes to extra weight that becomes harder to manage as we age. In Japanese culture, meals are typically made up of small portions, beautifully arranged, with a focus on vegetables, fermented foods, fish, and rice. Every bite is eaten with intention. It's not rushed. People pause between bites, put their chopsticks down, and enjoy conversation. Eating becomes a calm, mindful ritual, not something done in front of the TV or in a hurry. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one meal. Slow down. Notice your hunger level. Stop before you feel completely full, and give your body time to register the food. It may take a little getting used to, but over time, this habit can help you feel lighter, more energized, and in better control of your health. And as for what to eat, think color. The Japanese diet is rich in natural, unprocessed foods that are full of color and variety. Leafy greens, seaweed, tofu, sweet potatoes, green tea, small portions of fish. You don't have to copy every detail, but you can begin to swap out processed snacks for something fresh. Maybe add miso soup to your week, or even just enjoy more vegetables with every meal. Your body will thank you, and so will your energy levels. Now that we've touched on movement and food, 2 powerful foundations of long life, let's explore another lesson from Japan that's equally important but often overlooked in Western culture. This lesson has less to do with the body and more to do with the heart. In Okinawa, there's a beautiful word, ikigai. It roughly translates to reason for being. It's that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, the spark that gives your life purpose. For some, it might be family. For others, a craft, a garden, a daily walk to visit a friend. It doesn't have to be something big. It just needs to be something meaningful to you. When people have a strong sense of purpose, they live longer, they smile more, they carry less stress. Even when the body slows down, the heart stays full. And that's what keeps people going well into their later years. Not just health, but hope. A reason to keep showing up for life, day after day. Maybe you've retired. Maybe your children are grown. Maybe you're not sure what your purpose is anymore. That's okay. Purpose can shift as we grow, but it never disappears. You might find it in caring for a pet, writing down your memories for your grandchildren, or simply being a good neighbor. Even enjoying a quiet moment of peace can be a form of purpose. It's not about achievement. It's about connection to others and to yourself. So, we've been talking about this idea of ikigai, your reason for being, your quiet joy in daily life. And when you look at these Japanese communities where people live well into their 90s, even 100s, you realize something important. They don't just exist in their later years, they engage. They have purpose. They have reasons to keep waking up with curiosity, with intention. But here's where it gets even more beautiful. In these villages, people don't carry that purpose alone. They're surrounded by others who walk with them, laugh with them, age with them. Which brings us to the next powerful lesson from Japan, community. In many Japanese cultures, especially in Okinawa, people form tight-knit social groups called moai. A moai is more than just a group of friends. It's a circle of support. People in a moai check on each other regularly. They gather to share meals, to talk, to help when someone is sick or needs something. From childhood through old age, these social ties remain strong. Can you imagine how comforting that must be? To know that even in your 80s or 90s, someone is still knocking on your door just to make sure you're okay? That you're not forgotten, not alone? That someone's thinking of you, even if it's just to ask how your tomatoes are growing this year? Loneliness is one of the most dangerous things as we get older. It's not just about feeling sad. It can actually affect your physical health, your sleep, even your memory. But connection, even simple daily connection, can heal. It can energize. It reminds us that we're still part of something bigger than ourselves. If you're thinking, but I don't have a moai, I don't have a circle like that, I want to tell you this. It's never too late to build one. It can start small. A weekly phone call with an old friend, sharing your extra soup with a neighbor, joining a gentle yoga class or a book club, or even just chatting with someone at the park. These moments add up. They matter. You matter. And it's not just about receiving, either. It's about giving, too. Studies have shown that when seniors help others, even in small ways, their health improves. There's something about knowing you've helped brighten someone's day that lifts the spirit. So don't underestimate your power to bring joy to others. Sometimes a warm hello, a listening ear, or a shared smile is all it takes to remind someone else that they belong. And in the process, you remind yourself, too. Now, let's talk about something a little quieter. Something that may not get talked about as often, but plays a huge role in the Japanese approach to life. Slowing down. In the modern world, it often feels like everyone's rushing. Even in retirement, it's easy to get caught up in errands, tasks, and the mental habit of urgency. But in these long-living Japanese communities, there's a noticeable calm. People take their time. They savor their meals. They walk slowly. They speak gently. There's a peaceful rhythm to their days. It's not laziness. It's intention. They're not hurrying through life. They're living it. There's something deeply healing about slowing down. When you eat more slowly, your body digests better. When you move mindfully, you reduce the risk of injury. When you speak and breathe with calm, your stress levels go down. Your heart thanks you. Your mind clears. And most importantly, when you slow down, you begin to notice things again. The warmth of the morning sun, the scent of tea, the way the breeze feels against your skin. These little things, often missed when we're rushing, are the treasures of daily life. They're what make the ordinary feel beautiful again. You don't need a big change to embrace this slower pace. You might simply take a few extra minutes with your morning routine. Sit outside for a moment before lunch. Listen to a piece of music. Without doing anything else. Let the quiet in. Let the stillness support you. The Japanese people have a deep respect for nature and for the passing of time. They see beauty in the aging process, in the wrinkles, the gray hairs, the quiet wisdom that comes with the years. And when you allow yourself to slow down, to notice more and worry less, you begin to understand that, too. You begin to feel at peace with where you are and with who you become. Now, as we let that idea settle in, take a moment to think about your own daily rhythm. Do you allow yourself time to rest, to breathe, to enjoy? Do you give yourself permission to move a little slower, speak a little softer, live a little lighter? If not, maybe this is the right moment to begin. You see, longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. And in Japan, that life is full of meaning, connection, nourishment, and quiet joy. These aren't complicated or expensive changes. They're choices, small ones, gentle ones, but they add up in powerful ways. Whether it's how you move, how you eat, who you spend time with, or simply how you approach each day, there's always something you can do, something small, that keeps your heart young and your spirit strong. It's amazing, isn't it? How something as simple as slowing down can bring such a sense of peace. But here's another part of the Japanese lifestyle that quietly supports their long, healthy lives, movement, and not the kind you see in gyms with loud music or heavy machines. No, the kind of movement we're talking about here is gentle, natural, and woven into the rhythm of the day. In Okinawa, for example, many elders don't have a specific exercise routine, but they're moving constantly, tending to their gardens, sweeping their porches, walking to the market, squatting to sit, and then standing back up without a second thought. These movements aren't forced. They're part of life, and because they stay so active in these everyday ways, their bodies remain strong, limber, and capable well into their 80s and 90s. Think about your own day. Even small bits of movement, walking around the house, reaching up to open a cupboard, going out to check the mail, these things count. The body is meant to move. And when we keep it moving, even in little ways, we help our joints, our circulation, and even our memory. You don't have to do anything extreme. You don't need fancy shoes or a personal trainer. What matters most is consistency. A short walk in the morning, or just some gentle stretching while your tea steeps. That's enough to make a difference. The key is to listen to your body and move in a way that feels good, not punishing. In Japan, movement isn't a chore. It's just a part of life. And the beauty of it? When your body moves, your mind follows. You feel clearer, more alert. You sleep better. You even smile more. Because there's something deeply satisfying about knowing that your body is still working with you, not against you. And that brings us to one final, powerful lesson from Japan. Perhaps the most surprising one. Gratitude. In Japan, gratitude is deeply embedded into daily life. It's not just something people feel once a year around a holiday. It's something they practice all the time. Before meals, many people say itadakimasu, which means, I humbly receive. It's a small, respectful way of giving thanks. Not just to the cook, but to the farmers, the earth, even the animals and plants that made the meal possible. Gratitude shows up in how they greet one another, how they bow, how they thank nature, and how they care for even the smallest things. A worn pair of shoes, a cup that's chipped but still useful, a tree that's been around longer than any of us. And you might be wondering, how does gratitude help you live longer? Well, it turns out that when you regularly practice gratitude, your stress levels go down, your immune system gets stronger, your heart rate steadies, you sleep more deeply, and mentally, you feel more content, more hopeful, more connected. It doesn't mean life is always easy, but it means you can face challenges with a steadier heart. You're more resilient. You bounce back faster. And that resilience, it's like armor for your health. You don't need a journal or a long list. Gratitude can be as simple as taking a breath and saying, thank you for the warm sun, for the food on your table, for your body that still carries you through the day. Even saying thank you to yourself for the strength you've shown, for the lessons you've learned, for the kindness you've shared. That kind of gratitude, quiet, heartfelt, has a way of lighting up life from the inside out. It reminds us that even though we can't control everything, we can choose how we see the world. And when you look through the lens of gratitude, everything softens, everything opens. Now just take a moment. Breathe in. Let it out slowly. What are you grateful for right now? It could be the warmth of your home, the memory of someone you love, the sound of birds outside your window, the way your favorite tea tastes on your tongue. These aren't small things. These are the moments that make life beautiful. When we put all of these pieces together, purpose, community, calm, movement, and gratitude, it paints a picture of a life that's not just long but full, a life with color and meaning, a life where each day is worth waking up for. And the most incredible part? These lessons from Japan aren't locked away on an island across the ocean. They're available to you right here, right now, wherever you are. However old you are, you can begin. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to start with one small choice, one kind moment, one peaceful breath. Every step matters. Every moment counts. It's comforting to know that living well into your 90s isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing the wisdom and beauty of where you are now. And when you start to see life that way, something shifts. You begin to realize that your best days don't have to be behind you. In fact, some of the most meaningful moments, the quiet joy of sipping tea on a calm morning, the laughter shared over old stories, the deep peace that comes from being fully present, those moments often come later in life. That's something the Japanese understand so well. Aging to them isn't something to be feared or hidden. It's honored. Wrinkles aren't flaws. They're maps of a life lived. Gray hair isn't something to cover. It's a crown of experience. And slowing down doesn't mean giving up. It means finally having the time to savor. So as you take these lessons into your own life, remember, you don't need to move to Okinawa or overhaul your routine overnight. You just need to choose one small thing and begin. Maybe today, that means waking up and asking yourself, what brings me purpose right now? It could be as simple as calling a friend, tending to your garden, or helping your grandchild with their homework. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It just needs to feel meaningful to you. Or maybe it means moving your body gently, with love and care, instead of pushing hard or ignoring it altogether. A short stroll, a few stretches, even dancing in your living room to your favorite old song. These little things add up day by day. It might mean slowing down when you eat, taking time to enjoy your food, noticing the textures and flavors, feeling grateful for the nourishment. You'll be amazed at how something as ordinary as a meal becomes a moment of connection with yourself, with your memories, with the present. And maybe it means reaching out more, talking to someone, listening deeply, being part of something, whether it's family, neighbors, or a group at your community center. Having people around who care about you makes the world feel warmer and less lonely. Then there's gratitude. Don't underestimate its quiet power. Ending the day with a few simple words, I'm thankful for, can bring peace to even the hardest days. Gratitude softens the sharp edges of life. It reminds us that even when things aren't perfect, they can still be beautiful. When you put all of these things together, purpose, calm, movement, connection, and gratitude, you're not just living longer, you're living better, with more joy, more meaning, more moments that make your heart feel full. And the best part is, you're already equipped with everything you need. You have the wisdom of experience. You know what matters and what doesn't. You weathered storms and celebrated joys. You know how to laugh, how to cry, how to love. That makes you powerful in a way that youth can't touch. So take this as a gentle reminder. You're not done yet. Your story is still unfolding. And there are still pages waiting to be filled with peace, with love, with life. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What lesson from Japan do you want to try first? Or maybe you already have your own longevity secret to share. Let us know in the comments. I read each one, and I'm always inspired by the wisdom you share. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a like. It really helps others discover this message. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video filled with heart, health, and hope. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope it reminded you that it's never too late to make a change. Never too late to live a little better, feel a little stronger, and love a little deeper. Here's to you, your journey, your strength, and your beautiful, ongoing life. May you continue to bloom one peaceful day at a time. See you in the next video. And until then, take care of your heart, your body, and your spirit. You deserve nothing less.